Hey guys, what's going on? I got a chance to go see In the Heart of the Sea a little early. Now, In the Heart of the Sea is Ron Howard's latest movie starring Chris Hemsworth and a boatload of other people that you recognize. And it's about the story of the Essex, a whaling ship back in the day that was attacked by a giant sperm whale. And it was the inspiration, the true story inspiration behind Herman Melville's Moby Dick. So this movie is based on the thing that Moby Dick was based on in real life, right? So, just based on the trailers, I figured I was going to unfavorably compare this movie to Jaws. Trailers made me think, oh, this movie is Jaws, but you can see the shark. So right off the bat, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot, and man, that's exactly what I got. So the film is told in flashback. It's Herman Melville interviewing the last surviving member of the crew of the Essex. And that guy is Brendan Gleeson, and he's telling the story of him as a young man who's played by Tom Holland, his adventures on the Essex. So, in a weird way, the movie is from his perspective, but in the flashbacks, it's 100% from Hemsworth's perspective, which makes it real weird and confusing because I'm watching the first scene in the flashback, I'm like, well, how the hell does this guy know what Chris Hemsworth was doing at home with his wife? Like, this doesn't make any sense. It bounces back and forth from perspective in a really weird way, and so you don't really land with anybody. Like, I didn't really care about any of these people because I don't know who's telling me this story. Outside of that, I think my biggest issue with this film is that it tries to do a little bit of everything. And that's never a good idea for a movie. But it tries to do some class warfare stuff. It tries to present, the captain of the boat is this guy from a noble whaling family. He's a rich guy, and Hemsworth's character is a poor guy called a landsman, and there's like class warfare going on there. There's a lot of just survival at sea going on and focusing on that for a big chunk of the movie. There's a lot of, Brendan Gleeson's character regretting what he had to do to survive, and there's a bit of man versus nature and what that does to you as a man, and what is the nature of man when it really comes down to survival. And so there's a lot of different things going on top of the fact that the perspective of this movie is really confusing, that it ends up just doing none of it. The editing in the film was actually a little strange. It's the same DP, the same editors as Ron Howard's last film, Rush. And the style that they use really worked for Rush, because in the seat of a Formula One race car, it's cramped, and we got all these like GoPro looking kind of angles, and it's cut real fast because everything's moving. And they did that except in 19th century whaling ships, and it just didn't work. And so really, it was another situation of like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm supposed to be paying attention. I don't know what I'm supposed to be gleaning from all of this stuff that you're throwing at me, because it's a very chaotic movie once they get on the ship. The movie has a handful of exciting elements to it when there's a sequence where they're actually out harpooning whales, and I think it's very well done, and it's very exciting, and it's cut really well, and it's a legit action sequence. It's a bit derivative of the first time they hooked the shark in Jaws, with the way that the line keeps getting fed out and everything like that. But it's an interesting sequence where the movie works. Like I said, the sequence where they're harpooning the whales really works because it's focused. It's here's what we're doing, and we're looking at sort of the brutality of this whole endeavor through the eyes of this young kid. That was one sequence where everything really worked, and the rest is just scattered. And all the characters have a little bit of something kind of backstory, but it's really stock stuff that doesn't really get paid off. Look, at the end of the day, this is a movie that tries to do a little bit of everything and ends up doing nothing instead. But anyway, all that to say, the movie is just underwhelming. I hate movies that I don't have a whole lot to say about, because ultimately I don't have a lot to say about it, and that's frustrating because it's just an underwhelming movie. I did like the posters, though. The poster with like a dude floating in front of just the eye of the whale underwater, like that was really cool, and like a big silhouette of the whale with the tiny little ship on top of it. Seen from now, granted, the whale is nowhere near that big in the movie, but that's pretty cool marketing anyway. All right, guys, so that's what I thought about In the Heart of the Sea. Honestly, not really worth it. Just hang out for a few more days and Star Wars will be here, So if you got to go see something in IMAX this weekend, yeah, check it out. There's some big stuff in there. If you have seen it already, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Click like to subscribe and stick around Cinefix for more awesome movie stuff all the time. Thank you. Bye. Even the opening shot is literally the opening shot from Jaws. Like that underwater, like shark vision shot. Yeah. It was like, come on. Come on.